OK， 来我讲买这个ripple tank。OK，ripple tank 是用来study 那种 waves 的。OK，plane waves、circular waves、any types of waves。OK，来看这个OK，simple instrument let's get to know the instrument of this ripple tank OK，first you have you see this oscillating pedal. Okay, oscillating pedal. This one we also call it a dipper. Okay， 你也是可以叫它 dipper。dipper。OK，basically 它是一块木plane a wooden stick a straight wood straight wood。OK， 所以如果你要 create plane wave OK， 什么是 plane wave 就是water wave 这样OK，plane wave 全部都是一线一线它的 wavefront 是直直的，这样子这个是 plane wave 那如果你要 study circular waves，then 你不可以用这个straight wood 你要换去这个 bob。bob 就是它的底下是圆的。有时人家用一个 bob， 有时人家用两个 bob。如果他们要 study 两个 wave 一起所以this one is to create the circular waves。OK， 然后attach 去那个 wood 的呢，这个东西这个就是 motor 啦 ，motor 或者有时人家叫 eccentric。OK，eccentric or motor。this is to produce the up down movement for the wood. Up down movement, the reciprocating motion, call it. Of course, that's why it connected to the so to produce reciprocating motion, up down movement. OK， 然后呢，我们还有 sponge， 在最旁边这边，你看这种青色这种这种青色这种是sponge。为什么我要放 sponge 在旁边呢？等下我一讲到了。还有什么？我们先看见那个 instrument。OK，you have a light source above。light source above and basically that's it. OK，now the function of each one so the sponge 是用来 absorb 那个 water。OK，what do I mean by this？ 因为如果你这个 pedal generate the water waves so it's going to travel here. It will hit the surface, it will hit the wall here. So what happened is that after it hits the wall, some of the water will be reflected back. Okay, some of the water will be reflected back here, and we don't want that to happen. Why? Because the reflected water, they are going to disturb our waves. Okay, so we don't want that to happen. So that's why we put a sponge here. The sponge is to absorb the water, is to prevent reflection. Okay, so sponge is to prevent the reflection of waves because most of the waves are absorbed, so there's no reflected wave. 如果我们要 study reflected wave 呢，我们不会用它的旁边来 study 的。OK， 我们会加一个东西，可能加一个 block 在中间这边这样子然后给那个 wave 反弹。这个我们叫 reflector。Okay, the reflector. But we don't use the reflection from the wall. We don't use the reflection from the wall surface. Why? Because the reflection from the wall surface is not even. Okay, it is not regular. It will produce very irregular waves. That's why we don't use the wall surface. Okay, so the sponge, the function of the sponge is this. Now, second thing is the pedal. Okay, so the pedal is to create plane waves. We talked about that, right? To create plane waves. So what else? The light. Okay, the light source is to produce the image of the wave at the bottom. Okay, so you see here, you have this image of the wave here. The light shines on the ripple tank, right? So it will produce this image of the water. So 在这个 image 你会看到有一线是黑色，一线白色，一线黑色，一线白色。这个等下我会讲到为什么会这样子。你会看到一线黑，一线白，一线黑，一线白。So其实是我们要拿你的眼睛在那边其实我们是要拿一个 stroboscope。stroboscope 是很像一个a round shape object with the slit like this, with some small holes inside. Where you spin it, right? You spin the stroboscope and then you look through it. Okay, you spin the stroboscope and then you look through it. You look at the image here, at the below here. Okay, you look at the image here. So what you'll see is that the wave is going to have a certain frequency, right? Just now we talked about the frequency, right? Just on plane wave, it has a certain frequency. So what we want to do is that this stroboscope, we want to tune the stroboscope so that it has the same frequency as the water. Okay, so we have to make sure the stroboscope has the same frequency as the water, so that when we look through the stroboscope and we see the image of the water underneath here, it will appear as if the water is not moving at all. Okay, 如果这个 frequency stroboscope 是跟 water 的 frequency 一样，我们会看到下面的这个影子是很像它是没有动。Okay, it will appear as if the water waves is not moving. So why? So we are not going to talk about why, because that is not important here. And if I want to talk about it, it's a very long story. Okay, that one. Okay, so for now you just have to know that the stroboscope has to be at the same frequency as the water waves. Okay, so we can see the image as stationary. It's kind of like we can freeze the image, but it's not really freezing it, it's still moving actually. Just that it seems to us that it is freezing, it is froze. Okay, so that is the function of the stroboscope, so that we can study it. Okay, we want to see it kind of like stationary, so that we can study it. Okay, so 这个呢，它会 create 黑白的now let us see why. So this is the water. Let's say this is water. Okay, now this is the water surface. Okay, so 你的 light source 是在上面嘛，对不对？上面照下来嘛。Okay, 这个是 2D let's say imagine that you are looking from the side of the tank. You're looking from the side of the tank. Okay, you see the water wave like this. Now, how does the bright and dark lines form? The bright and dark band forms underneath. Is that we are going to treat this water as a lens. Okay, so this one, 这个是很像一个 lens， 这个是很像一个 lens， 这个也是很像是一个 lens， 它是很像 convex lens。Okay， 那我们学有 convex lens 对不对 ？convex lens 是这样的，这样子嘛，对不对？它中间是比较厚中间比较厚，上面比较小。convex lens， 那 convex lens 的 property 是什么？就是每一个 light ray 一经过它会 converge 去一个 same point. That is the property of a convex lens, right? 它会 focus 在同一个 point. 意思是说 ，OK， 全部 light 从上面下来的呢，它都会 focus 在一个 point. 所以这个 light 来这边，然后它会 focus 在 one single point here. The light coming from here, it will focus on this one. And same for the third one. It focus on this one. Okay, so that's how you get this bright. Okay, so this is bright band, and the bright band here. Right, and the space between the bright is where you have the dark band. Okay, that's why you will see like one line, at the bottom here. Okay, so this is the ripple tank. Now what does it do? Ripple tank. So we have all this set up so that we can study the water waves here. The result that we want is the shape, is the image underneath here. This is the one that we use to study. Okay. So from here we can calculate like the wavelength, the frequency, period, everything. And also we can study the circular waves. Okay, how the circular waves interact, how does it moves, and the reflection of waves. So that is the usage of the ripple tank. Okay, 所以有时问题会问你OK， 怎样拿到 bright and dark band is because of this is a process called the refraction, right? Refraction process. So you have to mention this one because there is a refraction process at the surface level of the water. It acts like a lens, okay, a converging lens. Okay, so okay, I'm going to okay 我去 print 一个东西，然后我去 send 去 group 给你们 try out 刚刚我们讲了的那种啊。Okay, just give me 3 minutes. I go and print it out and I'll share it in the group.